Can you tell us about an actual assignment you've received and go through the timeline and how you worked your way through the deadline? Maybe you came in over it, maybe under it?
Yeah. Well, you know, with assignments, it's often, you know, there's a particular deadline or a goal, you know, that you're trying to reach, but then the goalposts keep changing just because schedules change and you know, you end up with more time. Sometimes you end up with a little less time. You know, I've worked on films that they realized they needed to shoot a little sooner than they thought, so you have to step it up. But generally, there's enough time to do your draft, to do several other drafts. You can, I've on a lot of my TV movies, I've worked throughout, you know, throughout the production even, you know, where if something's been a problem, I've changed something, the director will call and I'll change something or alter something or add a scene or that kind of thing. So sometimes it goes even, you know, beyond the just turning in the script stage. But you know, generally the way it goes is that, you know, you get the outline approved. I structure the script, I outline the script, you know, do that step process that I do, and then I start writing. And I do generally schedule myself to, you know, I'll take out like a calendar and say, you know, okay, I've got 6 weeks to write this first draft, so I'm going to, by this week I want to get here, I want to finish it here, I want to have 2 weeks to rewrite, that kind of thing. And that helps me. I just find writing anything down and seeing anything visually really helps me, you know, make it happen. And then I just try to barrel forward, you know, and also if I see, honestly, if I see a, you know, a glitch or I see something that's not working, to make sure to check in with my executive or my producer and say, look, what do you think about this? You know, I don't worry about like not having the answer or something like that. I want to make sure that, you know, that we're all in agreement on something. And I'm a big believer in collaboration. I like collaborating, especially when there are good ideas. And, you know, and sometimes you just talk out a problem and just talking it out, it kind of opens up what the problem is, or the person you're talking to has an idea. Well, why don't you try this? That might work better. And, you know, and that's a big help. And that can take a little time. You know, that can take a little time. You have to backtrack and then, you know, catch up again. But by and large, you know, what happens is where you end up losing time is in the rewriting. You know, where not losing time as much as like where the schedule can kind of go off kilter, you know, because you may get something in on time or even a little bit early. There are times I'll get something in a little earlier than expected. Other times, generally I think I hit the deadline. Sometimes I may be a little bit late, but then it takes time for everybody to read the script and to get input from maybe the director if the director's on board, and then before you know it, you're writing another draft and another draft. I mean, sometimes it could be several drafts, sometimes it's many drafts. It just depends upon, you know, how many voices there are and you know, certain production issues that they know are going to happen. They're ready to shoot the script, and then they're location scouting and they realize they don't have a church, but they have a, you know, a bowling alley, whatever, you know, and so you have to rearrange the scene for the location that's available. Weather can be an issue. Sometimes you have to change. So there are lots of changes along the way when things are going to go into production. That's the, you know, that's the good news. That's the high-class problem, because you're making changes because the movie's actually being made. You know, I like to work in waves. You know, I like to work in movements. You know, where I can. I like what's the word? Stages of closure. So I like to be able to finish a draft and then start over and rewrite that draft, and, you know, so that it goes in more quicker stages than one massively long stage, you know, where you're just, you know, just agonizing over something for months and months and months. I'd rather write it faster, hopefully it's good, and then go back and do a clean sweep through it and fix everything and just keep, again, and go back to the clay, keep molding the clay. To me, it's very motivating to have new drafts all the time, you know, and to see that, you know, you see everything sort of like, it's almost in graphic relief. It sort of comes out a little bit more at you, and you see what's happening. But again, everybody's process is different. You know, I over the course of time, I've become very much not an agonizing writer. I just, you know, just push forward, you know, head down, push forward, and just really try to do the best I can, like everybody does. But, you know, I just worry less. You know, I just try to do a great job, hopefully, and you know, and just I know I can fix things. You know, I always feel like I have enough tools, and I've written so many things that I do understand how to fix things and how to come up with ideas if somebody doesn't like the product, how I can fix it, how we can make it better, why it worked, what was my intention, that kind of thing. So yeah.